call you all out here now. I'm calling you all out, Liverpool fans and Arsenal fans. And this is mainly because I'm bitter. This is, again, I said it about the Madrid last night. You lot and your first world fucking problems piss me off. Oh, two really good teams who couldn't beat each other. I'm so annoyed. Oh, party. Listen, the fact that, listen, I kind of get, like, I understand. Please don't no one take me out of context. I understand that when you're fighting for a title, because I've been there more than any of you in our lifetimes, right? When you're fighting for a title, you
not
nitpick. Sorry? No, Rax is younger than me. He's younger than me.
Was there in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, he's really got grey hair. That's just for men, bruv, that he uses. But like, I listen to you all, and I get that you have to nitpick when it comes to winning the titles. I understand it. But it's so, I sit here and you're like, oh, I'm disappointed. I just think back, and I can only think back. I can't think about it in the here and now. When like Man United, Arsenal in the 90s played each other, Man United, Chelsea, like, these draws happen so regularly between us all. And it's not, this is why I don't look at it as it's 100% disastrous. I mean, City were the favourites to win the league before this game kicked off. They're the favourites after, and it hasn't really changed, right? The bookmakers prove that as well. I do kind of get all your frustrations, I do. And I'm not saying any of you are wrong. I'm just saying from the outside looking in, I'm in a relegation fight. My strikers can't score. I'm like, you lot are moaning about things that I wish I had to worry about. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's
like rich people moaning that they've got leaves in their swimming pool. It's like, brother, I wish I had that problem. I do have that problem. I have got a swimming pool, to be fair. I'm not rich though. But, right? Oh, yeah, in the summer it was a madness. Not the leaves. It's my dog. He wouldn't stop drinking it. It's really bad for their esophagus because of the chlorine. I'm going to drag my dog away. He literally was his water bowl the whole summer. He wouldn't drink out his water bowl after a walk. He'd go and sit in the garden. He'd lay by the pool, put his head over the side and just drink it. I'm like, it's first world problems. That's how I view you guys. You lot are like my Rocky drinking out of my swimming pool.
Terry, it's just, I know it's just been over a decade, man. You're just out of touch of going in these title races. It's just fine margins, isn't it? Fine margins. And it's City. This is the first time that their talisman is out. Their talisman is out, and we both want to win this league. And
I do understand that as well, though. That's what the reason why I wouldn't panic if I was in. And it is easier for me to say than the Liverpool and Arsenal fans because I'm not emotionally invested in the same way. Is that they've still got a lot of tough games to come. They've got a tough patch coming up at the moment, and I think with the way they've performed in the last 2 or 3 games, if they were playing Tottenham, if they were playing Liverpool's, if they were playing Arsenal's, if they were playing Chelsea's, if they were playing Villa's, they might have dropped some points. So I still I would say I wouldn't panic right now personally. I will if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't want that panic seeping into the dressing room with my players. I'm just putting it out there. I wouldn't do it at this particular juncture. It's October. Genuinely. I know City are the favourites. I know how good they are, but I'm just saying, a bit of a first world issue there. I've still got a lot of people to jump into. Nathan, what are you saying, bro?
Yes, bro. It's a game of mixed emotions, man, to be fair, because I mean, look, when you look at kind of what happened within the game, you know, no Saliba, Gabriel coming out, getting injured, no Odegaard, a draw is not the worst result when you look at what we had to deal with. I mean, we had Kirill coming on, Lewis Skelly at left back, Partey at right back, who at the beginning of the season everyone was telling us he was 50 and he was never going to. He's not. He looked like he fell off a cliff physically. So from that perspective, when you kind of strip it back, you know, you kind of have to look at it and say, look, we took some points. You know, we didn't get beat today. We took 2 points of Liverpool, and it could have been a completely different situation considering they were there with most of their starting 11. You know, and in my opinion, if I was a Liverpool fan, I would be, if the roles were reversed and had we gone to Anfield and they had that level advantage of us, I would be extremely disappointed to walk away with just a point, because I feel like, you know, when you get that, when you have that advantage, when you see that your opponents are weak, and that's when you really need to strike and get the W and be ruthless. And from that perspective, if I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be extremely frustrated. But I also don't see it in the same way as a lot of the other people on the panel have in regards to how the second half went, because I think it was about 10 minutes into the second half when Gabriel got injured, and I felt like the first 10 minutes Liverpool came out at that second half and started really, really fast, and it kind of made Arsenal retreat. But we didn't get to see that half play out to say that it was a tactical shift. I just think Liverpool started great and Arsenal kind of went back into their shell a little bit. And I felt like after the Gabriel injury, I felt there was a mentality shift from the starting 11. I felt like they looked at it and thought, it's almost like they felt like they had to go back and defend. They didn't have that confidence to kind of go out and keep on playing with the changes.
Sorry to interrupt. Alisson does not save the first goal. Alisson is a superhero, yes, but that's not being saved by any keeper in world football. I'm sorry. That's just not. That was like 700 kilometers per hour from 3 yards out. Like, is he fucking Iron Man? He's going to do this. Oh, and then the thing is going to come out his hand and save it. Like, come on, you guys, man. Let's actually talk serious. Alisson is the best keeper in the world. Everyone here, I would assume, probably agrees, either him or Courtois, but he ain't saving that shit right there. Let's just be serious. Yeah. I don't think you could blame the keeper for any of the goals and any for all 4 goals. None of them were the keeper's fault.
Yeah, no, but yeah, going back to what I was saying, I thought, you know, we were poor for the goals we conceded. I think Havertz getting beaten at the near post at his height by Luis Diaz is horrible, and you know, to concede from 2 set pieces in the last 2 games is not acceptable. And obviously for the second goal, I mean, what's Kirill doing? I mean, he's marking nobody. He's covering Lewis Skelly, who's gone forward, and again, it's that lack of quality in depth that we've kind of talked about, you know, throughout the summer, and even, you know, when injuries hit, when you have to bring on someone like Kirill, who for me, since he signed an Arsenal shirt, hasn't really looked like he's at a level to really be playing for us. And you see the difference. I know we've got major injuries in the sense of there's no Tomiyasu, no Calafiori, other players that would start, but you know, it just shows that some of these players aren't at the level, and he was one of them. But I mean, barring that, I mean, I can understand why some fans look at this and have that apprehension of how about our title hopes being over, because we're going into another tough run of games with Newcastle away and Chelsea away, and we've got, you know, a lot of injuries. And for those who don't believe in the manager, I can understand why they would sit there and be like, look, you know, or lose faith or have no faith in the fact that we're going to be able to kind of ride out this tough period of scheduling with the injuries that we have. So it's a mixed one, to be fair.
Yeah, I think the title race conversation is so interesting because you lose both those games and end up 11 points behind, and I totally get it. You win them both, but in that period, Liverpool and City draw a game, just draw a game. Suddenly you're a couple of points off top. I feel like it's too early. If you don't think Arsenal are going to win it, then I understand jumping on the bandwagon now saying, I told you we weren't going to win it. I kind of get it, but I just still feel it's too. Even if I wanted to win that debate, I wouldn't press the button on that now. I'd still hang fire. I don't know if you guys get this. I see it within the Man United fan base more. Like sometimes some people online just want to be able to say I was right first. They're so desperate to say I was right as opposed to just giving it a little bit of time. But yeah, I think the title race is still on. I still think we've got a great title race